何これ、いつの間にこんなことに。
鬼ごっこに勝った君、今の気分は？
よくわかんないけど、見つけられてよかった。
何？協力してくれたガールもみんなのものにご紹介。ニャオハ大好きっ子です。ニャオハ大好きっ子氏は幸せ者だね。
This right here, my friends, episode 15 is why I tune in to Pokemon every single week. And I've said it over the past couple of episodes. I think the return episode, which I think was episode 13, wasn't really that good. I think it was a little bit boring, and it kind of sucked, especially when you have kids who are waiting, 2 or 3 weeks or a month for their show to return, and then they come back with kind of something that falls flat. But I think episode 14 and now 15 have absolutely nailed it. And this episode was just incredible. And it exuded everything that I think makes Pokemon Horizons really special. And what has really just made Pokemon as an anime really special and really appealing towards probably all of us. Because at some point in your life, more than likely, you've tuned into Pokemon. And I'm saying maybe. And the reason I'm saying maybe is I would assume 98% of you, this isn't your first rodeo with Pokemon. But I would assume that you tuned into Pokemon at some point in your childhood, considering it's been around for nearly 30 years now, just like I did when it first released. And the things that make Pokemon special is it teaches core values to kids and to all of us, really, right? And it teaches, friendship and meaning and longing and doing things that are wrong and figuring out the right way and, thinking that you're doing something right, but finding out that it's wrong. And finding out what having friends means, having partners, having a mission, finding out what your purpose is in life. There's so many different little nuances that make this show really special. And I think episode 15 kind of exuded all of that when you had everybody gather, right? You had Freed, Roy, and then Dot at the end kind of really gather to go and find 𝐒𝐿𝐴 and see exactly where she is at. So much so Dot actually left her room with her cute-ass little Snorlax slippers. I thought those were the cutest things. She uses her influence and her power to kind of go mainstream, put like a stream out there. She partnered with Iono. Finally got to see my girl Iono. She's my favorite gym leader. And we got to see the city of Levencia, which I thought was incredible. If you're familiar with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, please go play those games. They're probably some of the best Pokemon games ever created, in my opinion. We got to see them do exactly what they do in the game, which is do like little games, which Iono does. If you have gone there and challenged her as a gym leader, she plays little games with her viewers, usually hide and seek or tag and stuff like that. And this one, they ended up playing tag to go and find 𝐒𝐿𝐴 because Dot's really worried about her IRL friend, which she made it a point that she's her IRL friend. And this episode was just, I'm telling you, it was just cute and everything came together really, really well. Now, before I kind of continue talking about the episode more, there is one specific call out that I didn't like. And if you're familiar with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it's the fact that they were in Artisan, which is the city that they were in, and then they suddenly ended up in Levencia. And I kind of call BS here because essentially we had Roy, who was just running after his Waddell, right? And he ended up in Levencia. So did 𝐒𝐿𝐴. And for context of it, I'm gonna show you guys here. I have my Pokemon game, and I'm always chilling in Levencia because it has the best music. So this is Levencia. This is right here where it took place, and all the way over in the middle area over here, this is where the stream took place. So this is where, in the middle there where you challenge the gym leader. This is also where Iono popped up from, and she took place during the episode. But the other main thing here is if you look at the map, is kind of where I call BS. We have Artisan, right, which is right over here, and this is the city that they were in, right? And if we, if you look at it, or if you kind of go out, you can see that, okay, here's our gym leader over here that they challenged. And then, they somehow stumbled and they went all across here, which doesn't seem that far. But when you're actually tracking or trekking on foot, like they came all the way here, they came through East Province, and then they made their way into Levencia. Like this is just to be on foot, you know, like this is a pretty lengthy, you know, field to go across to just happen to stumble upon the whole town of Lavencia. So I just thought that was pretty crazy. I just wanted to call that one out because I was a little bit taken aback by like the fact that they just simply ended up in Lavencia like no problem. I was like, okay, I don't know if I believe that one, but we're just gonna let it be believed. So you know, let me kind of talk the rest of the episode. I think episode 15, 9 out of 10, this episode's fire. So you know, the first thing is 𝐒𝐿𝐻. Obviously she got her pendant stolen. She was hypnotized. She suddenly had possession of a legendary Pokeball. Don't know what's going to come out from that. Don't know what Pokemon is in there. Don't know if he took her pendant, the bad guy took her pendant and gave her that in hopes that she'll be able to open it. I don't really know what the deal is with that there. We find out that, you know, Freed tells everybody else that they fell into a trap. He talks to them about the Magneton that were there, everything that was going on. Then we see that Dot is, you know, she's searching for 𝐒𝐿𝐻, and Dot realized that she got duped or that she got tricked, you know, kind of like by another internet hacker person. And she ends up calling her friend Iono, who's another streamer. She does a collab stream, which I think is just the cutest thing in the world, especially being somebody who's on YouTube. I thought that was really cute. And it's a Iono and Nidothing collab, so I thought that was really cool. We find out that 𝐒𝐿𝐻 ended up in Lavencia. They didn't really tell us that, but we find out eventually. Then we do quiz time, where, you know, Iono and Nidothing, they do the game. They find her eventually. Dot goes and leaves the house, goes with Freed, takes Quaxly as her partner. I love how Dot's in slippers, and then they find 𝐒𝐿𝐻. 𝐒𝐿𝐻 finally sees Dot in person, which I thought was really cool. Roy instantly knew that it was her, but 𝐒𝐿𝐻 took a little while longer to come along. And then we have the magic of friendship kind of all come through. So I just think, you know, and I really summarized that, but I think this episode was just awesome and incredible, and I just really enjoyed watching it. And I can't wait to see what happens next, because next week it looks like they are finally, not interacting, but how do you say it? They are fighting the bad guy, and they found the bad guy. So hopefully they try and get their pendant back. And this specific bad guy doesn't necessarily seem bad. He just seems like a crazy researcher guy. Because even as he was looking at the pendant, he was like, this just seems like an orb. But I think the specialness is based on the user. So I just think that he's kind of like a crazy research dude. I don't think he's as bad, or, you know, quote unquote bad, as like 𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐻 and that group that they have over there. So we're going to see on who he actually is, what his purpose is, what he's actually trying to do. You know what I mean? Maybe he's 𝐒𝐿𝐻's grandma's side thing or something. I don't know. We're going to find out, though. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys are playing Pokemon Sleep. All right, I'm just throwing that PSA out there because it's a pretty good game. All right, my friends, I'm going to see you guys on the next episode, in episode 16 next weekend. Peace, my friends.